remember the mascot last time. Did we have the mascot last time?
Mascot is here and would like to do push-ups with you if you'd
Can
like.
I get a picture with the mascot?
Right now? Come on.
Yeah,
Spirit, come on up.
Spirit. Was he here last time?
He was.
I don't remember Spirit.
Since 1971.
Spirit. I love it.
Come on up, Spirit.
Come on, man. Awesome. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. It's pretty cool.
If Spirit could talk, we could have him interview you later, but
yeah. So obviously, really excited about being here. Penn State's got tremendous history, with the Fiesta Bowl. Obviously, representing the Big Ten, we take a ton of pride in. We had a tremendous experience last time and very, very appreciative of the time we were able to spend here. Had a great experience. The bowl treated us unbelievable. We're really not approaching this like a bowl game. This is a playoff game, and I wanted to make sure that our players understood the differences. We're not coming out here for a week and enjoying, the community for a couple days and then getting into work. This is a business trip, and I want to make sure our guys understand that. So, it's been really good so far. We're excited about the opportunity. Obviously, when you look at Penn State's history being 7-0 in this game, also very, very cool. That Boise is also undefeated in this game, from what I understand, 3-0. So two teams with tremendous history. Got a ton of respect for their head football coach, for the university as a whole, and for their program. Obviously, one of the most exciting games in Fiesta Bowl history. Boise was involved in that. I know they got off the planes yesterday, with some shirts that maybe kind of an underdog mentality or not getting respect. I can guarantee you they have our respect. We take a lot of pride in that as a program, that we respect everybody that we play. But it's not hard to create that when you watch them on tape. This is a really, really good football team, led by, arguably the best player in college football, and definitely the best running back in college football, or one of the best running backs in college football. So they have our respect. There's no doubt about that, and our guys have done a great job all week long preparing. I do want to make sure you guys know I have hiked Camelback before, and it was a little bit more difficult than I imagined. And then my wife and kids all got up early this morning, and they're doing the hot air balloon at sunrise. So, my family's having a great experience. It's funny, a lot of times people ask you about these bowl trips and things like that, like, are you able to enjoy it and that kind of stuff. For us, it's really a business trip, but for the university people that are able to attend, and obviously the families, they're obviously able to enjoy the community. So appreciate the opportunity to be here, represent the Big Ten, and most importantly, Penn State, and I'll open up to questions.
Fantastic. Thank you, Coach. If you please raise your hands, we'll have mic runners. We have Drew and Alexandria, and we'll get to you. We'll go front row here. Rich Scarcella, second one in, Drew.
Hey, Rich.
Good morning, James. How are you?
Good. I like the hat.
Thank you. James, how much progress have you seen from Grunk since the SMU game? Where has he gotten better, and how valuable was the snaps that he got in that game?
Yeah, as you know, super talented young man that we have a lot of confidence in. Up to this point, he'd really been impressing people, on what we call the developmental squad, basically the look squad for our defense, and making some phenomenal throws. And obviously during training camp, he was getting more reps when he was actually competing. So to have him back now in the mix and then be able to get him some reps with the varsity's been invaluable. We tried to get him in that game as early as possible because we knew it would be important moving forward. We'll have some packages for him in this game as well, because I think it's important that we get him in the game. And he's taken some tremendous strides, but he's a very, very talented football player who's got a bright future. And obviously under the circumstances, his journey has changed. And he's embraced that journey, and I know our team has a ton of confidence in him. So really, really important reps that he's getting every single day in practice.
Go to Neil, front left, coach.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, James. I'm wondering how much you guys got out or utilized the Oregon as the common opponent with how much you got out of that film with Boise and Oregon.
Yeah, when you talk about, again, respecting our opponent, that's the only game you got to watch. You know, they went to Oregon, which is a tough place to play. And they went to Oregon and not only played well and lost by 3, but had the lead, you know, for significant parts of that game. So it don't take a whole lot more to watching that game. But yeah, I think for our players and for our staff, that's whenever you share a common opponent, you're able to watch that game and make some parallels. There's a ton of value in that. So yeah, that game was very, I think, valuable for our staff and very valuable for our coaches.
We'll go to Pat, and then after Pat, we'll open up the room for everybody.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, James. Sorry, it's not a new topic, but with the quarterback who played a half a game yesterday and your backup quarterback situation, is there anything that can be done to incentivize playing for the team you're on as opposed to thinking about what's going to happen next?
Yeah, it's a challenge that's I think has been a challenge for a number of years. It's obviously become even more challenging with some of the things with the calendar and with the transfer portal, the windows, and then on top of that, NIL. So it is a challenge, and I think it's one of these things that we can't just keep talking about that this is a challenge and a problem in college football. We got to come up with some solutions. And, you know, we've been talking about this for a while. A lot of different people have brought it up. I'm one of the people that feel very, very strongly that we need a commissioner of college football. We need somebody that's waking up every single morning and going to bed every single night thinking about what's in the best interest of college football. Right now, I think that's being done by the commissioners. But whenever you have people that are making decisions and running college football, they're going to be biased towards what's best to their conference, and that's not in the best interest of college football and the student athletes. So I'm a big proponent for that, but we just can't keep talking about this being a problem. We got to come up with some solutions. What are possibly some of those solutions? For me, and again, I know whenever a coach says this, people don't want to hear it from coaches. But I think if every decision we make is based on money, then we're heading in the wrong direction. We should be doing what's best for college football and the student athletes. So to me, getting rid of the conference championship games would help with that. Because right now, not everybody's playing a conference championship game anyway. So when you have a committee sitting in a room trying to compare apples to apples or oranges to oranges, it's hard to do that when not everybody's playing under the same model. Get rid of the conference championship game. That will shorten the season and help with the window a little bit. The other thing that I think is very, very important is that everybody's playing the same number of conference games, whether that's 8, 9, whatever the number is, everybody's playing the same. So again, the committee can compare apples to apples. And then I think we start a week earlier. Let's start a week earlier, because I think if you can take some of the stress off of the academic calendar, again, God forbid we talk about academics, right? You know, that used to be every conversation started with academics, and that's becoming less and less. And maybe I'm old school and maybe a traditionalist, but I still believe in the model. So there's some recommendations. Rather than just saying this is a problem, I thought I would throw out a few recommendations. But I think one of the most important things that we can do is let's get a commissioner of college football that is waking up every single morning and going to bed every single night, making decisions that's in the best interest of college football. I think Nick Saban would be the obvious choice that I think if we made that decision. Now, Nick will probably call me tonight and say, like, dude, don't do this. You know, but I think he's the obvious choice, right? I think there's some other really good candidates out there. But I think that would be a very, very important step moving forward to come up with some solutions and do what's best for our sport.
Cool. Thank you, Coach. With that, we'll